We are witnessing nothing less than an attack on the sanctity of our democratic process. So I wanted to take some time to walk you through exactly what is going on and how we got here. For months, the American people have been bombarded by misinformation about the presidential election, one of the most secure in modern history. But more than that, we've witnessed a determined, if futile, attempt to change the results and overturn the election of Joe Biden. We are witnessing nothing less than an attack on the sanctity of our democratic process. Normally, what takes place when the Congress meets in joint session to count the votes of the electors is largely ceremonial, if nonetheless very important. But what you will see on the floor of the House may be confusing since it is unfamiliar. So I wanted to take some time to walk you through exactly what is going on and how we got here. This November, Americans in each state cast their ballots for the 2020 presidential election. Some Americans voted early, some voted on election day, and a record number of Americans voted by mail or absentee ballot. After the election, those votes were counted and the results certified by each state. And a slate of electors were chosen based on which candidate received the most votes, Joe Biden or Donald Trump. And when it was all said and done, Joe Biden was elected President of the United States by the American people. He won the popular vote by over 7 million votes, and he won the Electoral College with 306 votes, easily clearing the 270 electoral vote threshold. Instead of conceding the election and accepting defeat like every other failed presidential candidate before him in our history, Donald Trump, his lawyers, and Republican allies in Congress have been desperately trying to overturn the results. Having failed in the courts, they now hope that the Congress will overturn the will of the people. They will not succeed. The 12th Amendment of the Constitution and the Electoral Count Act give Congress a very important job, and that job is to count the electoral votes from the states. During the joint session, a large mahogany box containing the votes of the electors certified by the states will be opened, and each state's results read by the tellers. We do not ignore the votes from the states. We do not change the votes from the states. We count the votes sent to us by the states. If there is a written objection to any of the state's electors, we will separate into our two houses to debate the matter and vote. But we will vote to sustain the will of the voters, because that is what we do. That is how our democracy works. Our democracy will survive this latest stress test, and on January 20th, President-elect Joe Biden will be sworn in as the 46th President of the United States. But this will not be the last heavily contested election in our history. We need patriotic elected officials, both Democrats and Republicans, to uphold their oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and put aside their fear or ambition. America deserves no less.